All right, guys, I'm going to show you quickly what I would go through as far as the process in evaluating a new property for doing a rehab or a flip. So the first thing I'd do is just take the address and drop it into Google. And really this is just to kind of get oriented on where the property is, the surrounding area. I'll usually just pull it up on maps. You want to try and maybe determine if you think it's a busy street. This looks like it's a windy street. Oakland Hills, back it off, see roughly where it's at in relation to freeways and access and whatnot. You can see this is probably in the Oakland Hills off of 24 and 13 above Montclair. And then try and take a look on where it's at. Looks like it goes down to the property, probably has some views. Not sure when this was taken from Google, but looks like there might be some construction next door. And yeah, this is most likely in the hills. But just kind of take a look. And then once I do that and get kind of oriented on what this property is about, because obviously it's not going to be like a cookie cutter neighborhood, I'll then typically go back all the way to the original search. If we can get there. Internet's a little slow, looks like. So we go here, and usually you're going to see Zillow will usually be within one of the top few listings. I like Zillow. You could use Trulia. But hit Zillow, and at this point, knock all this stuff out. And Zillow usually pulls from public records, so they're going to give you what the county or the city will most likely show as far as bed, bath count, and square footage. So this is where I like to get some of the just pertinent information of what the county records most likely will show. This is not a 100% thing, but most likely will show as being the legal square footage. And Zillow actually has a lot of really good information. Going back to the top here, it'll tell you when it's sold. So it's sold for 1.34 on 11/15. That's good information. And then it'll give you their Zestimate, they call it. It's their estimate based on all the data. Now this has nothing to do with the actual either issues or whether it's distressed or any of that. It's just literally just taking all the data, crunching it, meaning all the sale data, crunching it and coming out with what it thinks is on like a per foot basis and bed bath count, their estimated value. I would say this is a decent ballpark to start with, but in most cases is really not that accurate. And you'll see how that works. Scroll down and you get some content here about how it's configured, anything special about the house. Usually this is the description of the property that was out of the MLS listing. It'll give you more of the facts. Definitely want to get lot size, see when it was built. Talks about views, heating, and usually you'll have a garage somewhere. Yeah, so you have an off-street two spaces, so 2-car garage. Give you more details on their estimate of value. And then scroll down even further, give you some tax history. And then this is some of the properties that surround it. Usually the red is something that's sold, and the yellow just means it's a property that they're, again, have a estimate for. And then you scroll down further, and it'll give you the schools. This is another very important thing as far as comping, is making sure that the comparable properties that you're using to determine after repair value, the ARV, you're going to want to make sure it's in the same school district. And so I will usually make a note of the schools as well. So that's really what you do when you just kind of start peeling it back. First step in evaluating a property.